into the next step, which is to create your event registration page. We had a few people ask us about the, let me see if I can get it here.
That's the one.
Ask us about the VIP tickets. How do I get that? How do I get access to that? So I thought I'd show you. Okay, if you go to the website, which is onlineworkshopsuccess.com/VIP, then that will take you to this page. Once you're on that page, all you do is go book now, and it will click through. Now we have to manually send you out the stuff once it comes in. So do that if you want to get a copy of the slides and the workbook, everything that we're showing you here. You'll get a copy of that, and you'll also get a access to the recordings of the event. Now the recordings, I don't think you see our lovely faces, but you'll get everything that's on the screen that's coming through.
Really important bits.
And you'll get that coming through, and you'll be able to go through that. So after this next session, you're going to see the content will start to get fairly deep and thick, and so you may want to rehash it. So I suggest this is probably the best 20 bucks you're going to spend. We're not making a lot of money out of this. This is just a discounted price. We normally sell this stuff for a lot more, but because you are here, we want to make this learning experience easy for you. But we're going to hit you for $19.95. Just go in there and do that, and you'll get access to those to that stuff there. So that's the place. Everybody got that? Do I need to send you out the link, or you're all good? Everybody?
I sent it out earlier. It's in the chat box.
Okay, well, it might have disappeared by now, but if you can have a look there, I'll just repeat it one more time. It's online workshop, so workshopsuccess.com, onlineworkshopsuccess.com/VIP. Okay, so let's get into it, hey?
Let's do it.
Okay, good stuff.
Okay, so this is step 2 in our 8-step process. And in this session, we're going to be talking about marketing. So first of all, how to create your event registration page. Then we're going to hand over to Kerry to talk about the main ways we actually do our marketing. But let's talk about the event registration page first. So here are the elements that you need on the event registration page. First up, you need a headline with a big promise. So that statement that you came up with before, I help ideal client to tangible outcome, that is what you put in your headline. So you've already done the first bit, guys. Well done. Remember, with an event registration page, one purpose per page, and that purpose is to get people to register for the event. You shouldn't have any other links on this page except for the things that Facebook requires in the footer, like your privacy policy in terms of service and those sorts of things. But it should be really, really focused on just getting people to register for the event. Now, you will have seen when you went to the registration page for this event that you can register either via email or via Facebook Messenger. And Kerry's going to talk about the benefits of having people register via Messenger very shortly. Make sure that you also add lots of benefit bullets. What do we mean by benefit bullets? These are bullet points which talk about what people will benefit from, what they'll actually get out of the event. So, you know, we will teach you 4 ways that you can market your event is a feature. It's a so what, okay? We'll teach you 4 ways that you can market your event. But the benefit is so that you can have a full event for under $1,000. Okay, so that's the benefit that you actually get by knowing these 4 ways to market your event. Also, here's what you'll learn. So people want to know, is it worth putting aside a day? Even though your event is free, am I actually going to get enough value that I want to put aside a day of my time? And throughout the registration page, have multiple calls to action. So people will register when they're ready. Don't make them go looking for the registration button, okay? Have it big, obvious, easy to find, and lots of them, not just one hidden 3/4 of the way down the page. If you've ever read a long copy sales letter like that, where you're hunting for the buy now button just so you can see how much it costs, you know how frustrating it can be. Also demonstrate your credibility with a who am I section and testimonials if you have them. Now, you may not have testimonials at this stage, and that's okay. As you gather them, as you run your event more than once, then make sure that you add those to your event registration page. As I said before, offer VIP tickets. We've just shown you the demo of that, and will generally cover the cost of your marketing with the VIP tickets. So let's have a very quick look at, if I can make this work. Sorry, Andrew's got so many screens here. I think that's the right one. Okay, so this is our event registration page, should be familiar to you, online workshop success. So we've got the big promise at the start, how to run a profitable online event that clients love. We'll show you how to fill the event using the latest marketing techniques, how to structure your event for maximum impact, and multiple ways to monetize it. Okay, so those are the three biggest benefits that you get. We've then got the details of when and where. And here's our book now buttons, so messenger and email. We've got our VIP offer as well, the benefits of why you must attend, our credibility, who are we, why should you listen to us, 5 great reasons to run online events. So here are the benefits as well. And here's what you're going to learn. Okay, so list of all the things that you're going to learn there. Again, our book now buttons, who the event is designed to suit, and then some testimonials. Okay, so you'll see that we follow exactly the structure that we just mentioned. All the elements are in there. We've got 3 or 4 places where we actually have the calls to action where you can book in. And so that covers everything. Now, the cool thing about this page, it converts between 30 and 40%. Okay, so feel free to use it as a model. It is a really, really powerful model. It works really well, guys. Don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, 30 to 40% conversion rate. That's you know, you're not going to get much better than that. If we're getting 15% off a 3-day live event booking page, we're really happy. 30 to 40% is webinar numbers. That's the sort of conversion rate. If you're lucky, you're getting with a 1-hour webinar registration. Okay, so let me just quickly talk about VIP tickets. So we generally charge $19.95 for the VIP tickets. You get the workbook, which we do try and get to you prior to the event. Those of you who book between Thursday night or pay for your VIP tickets between Thursday night and sometime during the day today, we do our best to get the workbook to you as soon as we can. You get the recordings. Give us a few days after the event to get those rendered and edited up, but we generally have those out to you by the end of next week. But you must attend to get the recording. So what we don't want happening is we don't want people to treat this like a downloadable info product for 20 bucks. Because what does a downloadable 20-buck product have in terms of value? Next to nothing. You don't want people seeing it as that. And so that's why we insist that in order to get the recordings, you have to have been at the event live. You will get a lot more out of it. It will be something that can change your life, guys. Don't just, treat it like, oh, well, I'll get round to watching that at some point. If you're here, if you're live, if you're focusing, and if you're determined to apply it, then this really literally can change your life. And we don't want to, I guess, shortchange people by just, oh, 20 bucks and there it is, and they never get around to watching it. VIPs are more likely to attend the whole event and more likely to put in an application for your offer as well. So great idea to have VIPs. They generally demonstrate by showing that level of commitment, by signing up as a VIP, that they are more interested in what it is you're doing. So it helps you to understand who's in your audience as well. And it can make the event self-liquidating. So as we've shown you, the VIP tickets will often cover the cost of the marketing, and so making the whole thing really, really low cost to deliver the whole thing. So that is step 2. That's your registration page. What we're going to do now is talk about multiple ways to actually market your event. And so we're going to talk about the 4 ways that we use primarily, and then I'm going to hand over to Kerry to talk about the details. So first and foremost is Facebook advertising. And as a part of that, using Facebook Messenger. We also, because we have both Kerry and us, we have reasonable size lists. We also do email marketing, and so we'll talk to you about how we do that, and also how you can do that even if you don't have your own email list. And then finally, organic traffic. Organic meaning free, and we all love free traffic, so we'll talk to you about how we do that too. So we all good to go to learn exactly how you can market your event for very cheap or even for free. Let me know if you're good to go.
In the chat box, good to go. Yes, 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 or no, no, no. Give me the 4.
What?
Give me the 4. It's 4 points.
Oh, right. Okay. No, just give me yes. Yes is fine. Although we are getting yes, yes, yes. There we go. All right, Kerry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to you as presenter so that I'm not trying to click through at your rate.
Yep.
So are you good to go for me to share your screen yet?
Yep.
On the right slide?
Will be, yep, I am. So are you swapping me over or shall I swap me over?
Here we go. That should be you ready to share your screen. So Kerry's about to talk about number 1, Facebook advertising to fill events, and run you through, first of all, a flow chart to give you an overview. And we're not seeing your screen. There we go.
See the screen okay?
Escape here. Hang on. Only on one system. Okay. Yep, we're good to go. Okay, so Kerry's about to talk about how she uses Facebook advertising, and what we've done, because this can be quite complex, we've actually put together a flow chart with an overview of the process. So Kerry's going to walk you through the big picture first with the flow chart, and then she's going to walk you through the step-by-step how to do it. What I suggest you do is watch the screen, watch how all this works, ask questions at the end, because a lot of it will come clear once you've actually seen the flow chart and then the steps of how to build the flow chart. So over to you, Kerry.
Excellent. Alrighty. So as Darryl was saying, we've got a little bit of a flow chart here to walk you through the process, because, you know, as with any of this stuff, it can be very, very complicated. We really want to just break it down and simplify it for you. So first of all, we have our Facebook ads. I'm going to be showing you the Facebook ads, running to which Facebook audiences, sending them through to a website, which is typically the booking page. So let's just start with the types of Facebook ads. Now, there are multiple different types of Facebook ads that you can run. So just understand that. I won't be going into a huge amount of detail about the types of ads, but there are multiple. The specific types of ads we want to run initially when we're starting to promote an event include video ads and Facebook Lives. The reason why we run video ads and Facebook Lives is because Facebook really, really loves them, and it's a perfect way to start warming up what we call cold audiences. So we actually run ads and we basically say to Facebook, hey, show these ads to people that are most likely to watch this particular video. Or you run your live video and you want to promote those videos and those live videos about your event to people who are cold. So a cold audience are people who don't know you, have not interacted with you. So we specifically target people who are interested in what you do, which is what we call a precise interest type of audience, and a lookalike audience as well. So these are both cold audiences, our precise interest audience, and our lookalike audience. So if we're talking about, let's just say, for one of my events, my Facebook event, I might target people who are business owners, people who are entrepreneurs, people who, so they're interested in entrepreneurship, people who are Facebook page admins, and so on. Now, our warm audiences, we also run the ads to people who are in our warm audiences. A warm audience is people who have interacted with us at least once. So these people are people who like our page, people who are on our database, people who have visited our website, people who have messaged us, people who have interacted with our page, people who have watched our videos, and so on, right? So that's our warm audiences. So we're going to run Facebook ads and we're going to target those specific audiences. And then what we're going to do is, after we have targeted those audiences and they are and they watch our videos, they then become a warm audience of video view audiences. So now what we do is we run also a single image ad. So that's a different type of ad that we run. And we typically send those people who are our warm audience. So these are now people that have watched our video, who have liked our page and our posts, who are on our database, who are our website visitors, and so on. So we're running the two different types of ads: videos to warm people up, single image type of ad, because we know actually that the single image ad actually converts best in this type of situation to get people to take the action you want them to take, which in this instance is booking for the event. So we run that single image type of ad, lots of different creatives you can have there. We can split test different creatives as well, images. We run them to our audiences, and then we send them off to our booking page, which Daryl just went over what our booking page looks like before. So that's sort of the second part of the process. Then we run, if people visit our booking page, let's just say, and some of you guys might have experienced this yourself, and let's just say you register, right? You might see an ad that says, hey, congratulations, you're registered. Thanks for registering. Here's why you want to attend. But let's just say there's a percentage, because, you know, our page converted at, what did you say, Daryl? 40%, I think it was. So there was
30 to 40%. Yep.
Yep. So there's 60% of people that come to the booking page that didn't register, okay? So we want to get back in front of those people again. So the best way to get back in front of those people again, obviously with a different message now, because we don't want to send them the same message that they had before because they're registered. We want to show them a different message, knowing that they've been to the booking page, so they were obviously interested enough in the first place to visit the booking page, but for whatever reason they didn't register. So we show them either a video or an image ad that basically entices them to come back and register. And it might say something like, hey, listen, see, you were checking out our event page, but you didn't register for the event yet. Maybe life got in the way, maybe you're busy, maybe you're this and that. You give all the reasons why possibly they might have not registered, and you say, here's why you want to make sure that you take the time out, spend the day with us. And then you give the benefits, and then drive them back to the booking page to register again. So they're called remarketing ads. And then let's just say, yeah, so people did register for the event, then they're going to see ads that say, hey, listen, congratulations, you're registered. That's the first step. However, registering isn't actually enough. You really need to attend the event. Here's the reasons why you want to come along live. And then you give the benefits of what they will get when they come along live. Okay, so those are the different types of, that's basically the flow chart of how this all looks. Now let's break it down into step-by-step process for you.
So guys, there's a few moving parts there, but hopefully that gives you the big picture so you understand video ads to warm people up, image ads to get them to go to the booking page to register, and then follow them up whether they registered or didn't with further ads. But in order to put all of those pieces together, there are 12 steps that Kerry actually goes through. So what she's going to do now is walk you through the 12 steps to create everything you need that's in that flow chart. Just let me know if that's making sense so far, and if we're all good to go on to the 12 steps. So just a yes if it's all making sense.
It's important at this stage that you do let us know where you're up to, that you are at understanding, because this way we can go at the right pace for you guys.
Excellent. Yes. Perfect. Okay. So the first step in the process is really to come up with a powerful marketing message. The last thing you want to do here is be a me too. Okay, a me too is a really vanilla type of message that gets lost in the news feed. You need something that's really going to stand out in the news feed. The powerful marketing message, make it simple and focused on what is in it for the end user if they come along to the event. How do you solve the problem that they have? Keep in mind, like Andrew and Daryl were saying before when they were speaking about why are people online? Why do they want to, why are they online? Generally, they're online because they're searching for a solution to their problem, okay? Then they see your ad and you show them how you can solve the problem, how you differentiate from everything else that's out there as well. How are you outstanding and why should they spend a whole day with you? What are the key benefits for them spending the whole day with you as well? And that needs to be in that powerful marketing message. And then just sort of create an image that will help them come along, so they can imagine, all right, if we attend this particular event, this is the type of life we can have, or these are the types of results we can have, or these are the problems that this particular event will solve. So come up with that powerful marketing message is realistically the first step, and that should be in all of your marketing. That should be the stuff that when you're doing your lives, when you're doing your videos, when you're posting, whatever you're doing, that is your key message that's out there to the audience. The second step in the process is to create your event booking page, as Darryl went through it before, with your call to action to get people to come along and register. Now they can register a couple of different ways. They can register, and you guys would have experienced it yourself, register through either clicking the email button, so you go straight into the email system, or through Facebook Messenger, which means you register through the chat bot. So we have the two different options there. The third step in the process is to, once you've done that, you've got the powerful marketing message, you've got your booking page, then it's to create if you don't already have one, create a Facebook business page. If you do have one, and it's key thing here, relevant to your audience, then you can use that one. Just make sure that it's fully optimized. And by fully optimized, what I mean by that is lots of people actually don't have fully optimized Facebook business pages. Really good pro tip here, okay? So you can go into the back end of your Facebook page and just make sure that everything in the About section there is filled out, and that the story section is filled out in there as well. You'll probably find that if you go onto the back end of your Facebook page after this and have a look, you'll see that not every section's filled out. The reason why I say that it has to be is because if someone wants to come and investigate you further, which they probably will do if you are running a one-day event, and you're expecting people to spend a day with you, they'll come and check you out. So if you've got everything filled out on your Facebook page, you know, whether you set up a brand new one or it's your existing one, make sure it's filled out, that it's relevant to the end user. But it also, so they can actually, you know, read the benefits, find out about you, see the story that's beneficial to them. But also in the back end, Facebook actually gives pages like a bit of a score, okay? It's a score where we don't know about the score, but they score every page, and how they score those pages is by how much information is filled out on them, plus a few other things. So it gives your Facebook page a little bit more health as such. And what that means is that when people are searching for you, they're more likely to see you, or Facebook's more likely to show them your page over other ones out there if you've got absolutely everything filled out in there. So do go and check that afterwards, but you want to create your Facebook business page, making sure it's all set up properly, or if you have got an existing one that's relevant, make sure that you go through the back of that and see whether it's all filled out properly with relation to the event that you'll be holding. And then you want to be posting videos. Now, Facebook absolutely gives preference to Facebook Lives, okay? But I know there's probably people on here who would rather stick needles in their eyes than get out there and do a live video. Actually, question, who would rather stick needles in their eyes than do a Facebook Live video? And I'll just let you guys know what a Facebook Live video is for those that don't know. It's pretty much what we're doing right now. We've got needles, please. It's what we're doing right now, so it's live streaming. There is absolutely no room for mistakes. No, there is actually. Listen,
I actually find this easier than a live, Kerry.
What's that?
I find this easier than a live. I think, you know, doing a day I find much easier than trying to do, you know, a 5-minute live that's really short and punchy. I prefer this.
Yeah, actually, yeah. True. You build a bit more of a relationship when we're doing these events. So I can't wait to do the live Facebook work. Excellent, tempting, great. So here's the key thing, right? You don't actually have to do live videos. Facebook prefers them, but you know, initially that's something you can build into. Remember how we said before, sometimes you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then you become comfortable, and then you keep moving on. These are the sorts of things you can do. But definitely, if you're doing an event, you know, you're the expert or the reporter of the information and whatever else, then you need to be posting videos out there. That will help the end user, and you need to post them on your Facebook business page, okay? Not your personal profile. Now, a lot of people get confused with this, and just to understand, there's several different things you can do in Facebook as a person and as a business. One is you have your personal profile. Mine's Kerry Fitzgibbon. Andrew and Darryl's. Andrew's got one, and Darryl's got one as well, but it's our personal profile. Our personal profile collects friends. Our business page gets likes and then you've got groups. So when we're talking about this, we're talking about the business page where you get likes on it. So people follow you. You can build that community of raving fans. The reason why we want to post videos on our page prior to promoting the event is that every single time someone watches your video, so eyeball on your video, Facebook in the back end is doing some really cool heavy lifting for you. What it's doing, it's building audiences. So let's just say someone who doesn't know who you are, but has seen your video there, sees that you are a solution to their problem, decides to watch your video for 3 seconds or more, in the back end, Facebook will take that person and put them into effectively an audience for you, okay? A few rules in place you have to put in, but effectively Facebook is collecting that audience for you. So it's a really, really good, easy and cheap way to turn people into from not knowing who you are, so they haven't interacted with you, to knowing who you are. So taking them from cold, I don't know this person, to warm, I've actually watched a video, to watching more videos, and so on. So you make sure that you post these videos on your page.
So Kerry, you're saying that if somebody watches the video, Facebook knows who they are, knows what they're like, and they know that they've watched the video for a certain amount of time, if they're interested or not, and then they will say, hey, that person seems to like Kerry's live, and then they know how to find more people like that person. Is that right? They can go find it.
Few rules in place for it, absolutely. So Facebook's collecting like, you know, a lot of data in the background of anything we do in Facebook, whether you're on Facebook interacting or whether you're off Facebook. Facebook's collecting data. As entrepreneurs, business owners, as we are, we like to get hold of that data so that we can actually put the right stuff in front of people when they're on Facebook. So it all works, what it seems like to the end user scrolling through the Facebook feed, it all seems like it's absolutely seamless, okay? But there's a few things that we do to make sure that we can get our right message in front of the right audience at the right time, which you guys probably would have experienced when you saw this ad. If you came through the ad, when you saw this ad on Facebook, it probably would have just appeared in the news feed and you would have gone, wow, that's interesting. Wow, you know, it's nothing's by surprise with this stuff. It's all very, very calculated. But Facebook is actually, once it knows who are the people that like your videos, right? Facebook will actually do some heavy lifting for you and put your stuff in front of people it knows should be interested based on data. So really,
I was going to say, so this is why it's really, really super important to get your subject right first and be really clear on who you're going for and talk about the stuff that they're interested in. Put the right bait in the water, so to speak, so you attract the right type of client in, and you're not getting people who are never going to be clients. They're just interested because you're talking about something off topic. Am I right in thinking that?
Absolutely. And so the great thing about Facebook and a great thing about this particular system is exactly that. You can target the exact message to the right message to the exact target audience that you need to target. But we like this first step we do, and it's the cheapest way to do it. And this is why we do this particular step, is we post videos, or you know, when you get comfortable with it being uncomfortable, you post or do Facebook Lives on your business page. And then here, like I said, Facebook collects that audience. It actually, you know, it knows, and you can get the data of people, how long they watched the video for, whether it's 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 25%, 50%, right through to 75, 90%, and all the way through to the video. So really, really good, powerful stuff to know, because then obviously you can actually run more videos to people who, let's just say I've watched 50% of your video, you'd run a different type of you know, ad to them. So great that and that Facebook's actually doing all this stuff in the background for us. So that's step 4. Step 5 is we're going to create, and this is what we do with this particular event, is we create 3 specific types of ad campaigns. Now, you can have multiple objectives with Facebook. Multiple objectives mean that, and just showing you the first one, right, is that one of the campaigns we run is what we call a video view campaign. The purpose of this particular campaign ultimately is to build relationships with, let's just say, your cold audiences. So these are people that haven't interacted with you, but should. They just might not know it yet because you provide the solution to their problem. And Facebook does it super, super cheaply. Okay, so the objective of this is you basically say to Facebook, I want this particular audience of, let's just say, 1 million people, the people that are most likely to watch this video of this particular audience. Can you show them this video, right? Facebook, because it knows absolutely everything, will show that video to, let's just say there's 1 million people. It knows, because of its data that it collects, that 600,000 of those 1 million people in that particular audience will watch your video. So it throws it out to those particular people. And so the purpose of it, like we said, is to build relationships, because those people watch your videos, but it's also to build audiences as well that you can then later warm up even more and retarget to get them to come to your event. The second type of objective we have in Facebook, well, for this particular campaign, is what we call a conversion objective. So what we're saying, and this is actually, the purpose of this is to get people to register for the event or the webinar, whatever you're holding, okay? So this particular campaign, let's just say you've now got 600,000 people who have watched your video, okay? Of your 1 million people, sorry, Facebook showed it to 600,000. Of that, let's just say 100,000 of those have actually eyeballed your video for very, very cheaply, because that's what's going to happen, right? So then what you do is you basically say, hey, Facebook, of all my audiences that I have, let's just say it's that 100,000 people, show it to people that by their past actions are most likely to register for this event. And again, because Facebook knows everything, it will show it to the people that are most likely to register for the event. That does a couple of things. It means A, you're not wasting money, right? And B, your message is going out to the exact people that will take that specific action. So that's called a conversion objective. So that's the second type of campaign that we run. And the third type of campaign that we run, and we often do a little bit of a split test here. Split test means we're always trying to beat the control with any of these campaigns, is a messenger campaign. Now, the purpose of this specific campaign is, again, to get people to register for the event. Now, there's a couple of different types of messenger campaigns that you can run. One is an ad that when someone clicks on it, opens up in Messenger, okay? And then they can go through the bot and register for the event, right? So that's one particular campaign. So Facebook, of, let's just say, you know, your million audience of, for me, business owners, for instance, I say, Facebook, show this to people that are most likely going to message me or click on Messenger. It will show it to, you know, 500,000 people that actually love to use Messenger and have Messenger there, right? So it knows that. And then the second type of messenger campaign that you can run, and this is once you actually get subscribers in Messenger, which we'll discuss a little bit further on, is you can actually run a messenger campaign out to all the subscribers that you have in Messenger with a message to come and register for the webinar. So just letting you know. So two different types of messenger campaigns you can run. One is an ad that pops up in Messenger. The other is a message that pops up to people that have subscribed to Messenger. More on that a little bit later, but both with the purpose of getting people to register for your webinar or for your event. So that's in step 5. Step 6 is we're going to set up and create our cold and our warm audiences. So just to break down those audiences, and I went into a little bit of detail before, but to go into a little bit more detail for you, is we've got our cold audiences. So again, these are people who have not interacted with you. So these cold audiences are what we call our interest-based audiences, or precise interest-based audience, because Facebook can really narrow down and get an exact audience for you, and or our behavior type of audience and a lookalike audience. So just to break those down, an interest-based audience would be, if we're talking about my particular audience would be business owners, would be an interest-based audience, right? What do business owners use? What tools, what apps, what things do they use? Well, they typically, a business owner would probably use Xero, would use MyOb, might be interested in Business Insider magazine, and so on, okay? So I would run an ad to people that were interested in Xero, MyOb, Business Insider magazine, and so on. All those tools and things that business owners would specifically use. So that would be my interest-based audience, right? Then we've got our behavior-based audience. So these are people, let's just say, again, for my Facebook niche, my behavior-based audience would be Facebook page admins, okay? So that would be classed as a behavior, someone who is an admin on a Facebook page, right? But you can have all different types of behavior, type of audiences as well. So let's just say that you are in the niche where you are selling to parents, for instance. Well, the behavior-based audience would be parents, or parents of babies, or parents of 1 to 2 year olds, or 3 to 4, or so on. Okay, you can actually get them right narrowed down for that as well. Or let's just say you're in the traveling niche, probably not the best niche to be in right now unless it's a local travel, but you might go, okay, well, we want to target people in a behavior audience who love to travel a lot, that travel to certain locations, and so on. So those are the different types of cold audiences. And then we've got our lookalike audience. Now, for those that don't know what a lookalike audience is, this is really, really, really cool, okay? So let's just say you've got a warm audience. So I'll go into warm audiences in a second, but let's just use, for example, someone who has watched your videos, which is obviously what they would do if you started to post videos on your Facebook page. Or you would say to Facebook, hey, Facebook, can you produce an audience that's pretty much exactly like the people that have eyeballed my videos, okay? So Facebook would go out, because Facebook absolutely knows everything, and it would find similar people. So it would find people that would be interested in watching your videos based on the people that have watched your videos. And it can get so exact that it's 99% the same as one of your warm audiences. So let's just say, this is really cool, you've run one of these events before. You've got people that have registered for one of these events. You say, hey, Facebook, I've had people register for the events. Here's the list of people that have registered for the event. Can you go out and find people that are exactly the same? Facebook, again, because it knows everything, goes out and finds people that are exactly the same to 1% different, so 99% the same as people who have already registered for your event or bought your stuff or interacted with you in some way, and it goes out and finds people the same. So let's just say you've got an audience of 100 people, all right, just 100 people. Facebook will go out and match and produce an audience that's about 150,000 here in Australia of people that are that similar, and you can go through to 1% the same, 99% the same. You can have audiences that, 99% audiences that are 98, 97, right through to 90% the same, so 10% different than your original source. This particular audience is absolutely fantastic, and it's great, really great, if you haven't got much of a base to start with. So if you're starting out brand new, you've got a little bit of a warm audience, let's just say it's people that have watched your video for more than 50%, they'll be super warm audience. You can actually produce a really, really good big audience with this lookalike audience that's pretty much exactly the same. It really does cut out all the heavy lifting, and these, like I said, these audiences convert super, super well. So love our lookalike audiences. Then what you've got, you create your warm audiences. So if you've got a database already, load that up into Facebook. What Facebook does is it produces, it matches it to what they've got in the system. So it will match either emails or phone numbers now, okay? So if you've got emails and phone numbers, it will go out, match to its people in there, and give you an audience that you can advertise to, of people that are already on your database, okay? Do you think that they might be interested in your event? Most likely, okay, because they're actually on your database. You can promote to people that have followed you or liked your page, whether that be on Facebook or Instagram as well. You can build a warm audience of people that have visited your website. You do need the Facebook pixel on your website. Once the Facebook pixel, which everyone, it's a bit of code that Facebook gives all of us. You just need to set up your ad account to get that pixel if you haven't already. And you get a bit of code which you can put on your website. And so what it does is it tracks website visitors, and it tracks them back to 180 days. So if you put the pixel on today, well, it won't track back 180, it will track from today all the way forward, and it just keeps going, okay? You've got your video view audience, which we've talked about before. These are eyeballs on your video. So it's whether it be 3 seconds right through to 90% to 100% all the way through. You can build separate types of audiences of video views, whether it is someone who's watched your video in the last 7 days. So if you've got someone who's watched your video, 90% of your video in the last 7 days, these are pretty damn warm audiences again, right? So you want to show them the next step. That's come and register for my event. Compared to, let's just say, someone who's watched 3 seconds of your video 180 days ago. Video view audiences go back 360, but let's just say it was someone who watched your video in the last 360 days and they watched 3 seconds. Well, you might want to warm them up with another video, but you can build these audiences in there. Someone who's liked your page or engaged with your page, whether that's on Instagram or on Facebook. Again, your Instagram page would need to be a business page to track these things. People that have interacted with you on Messenger, that's another warm audience, and like I said, on Instagram as well. So multiple different types of warm audiences that you can build depending on what you actually have already. So that's step 6 of the 12. So step 7, you then run ads, right? So we promote videos. These are running ads to our cold audiences that we've set up and our warm audiences that we've set up as well. And so the idea here, and as I mentioned before, is to create a large video view audience, because what it does is it takes your cold audience, turns them into warm, takes your warm audience and nurtures and builds relationships with those people. Okay, so usually it costs a few cents per video view to get eyeballs on your videos. And in fact, Facebook is pretty much one of the cheapest. It is actually the cheapest form of advertising. I know some people go, what the, when I say, hey, Facebook is cheap, okay? Facebook advertising is cheap. And then if you compare it to a lot of the other stuff out there, like mainstream media, you know, you're paying $36+ to get in front of 1,000 people, right? The next actual level down is LinkedIn advertising. You're paying 75 cents to get in front of 1,000 people. Well, with this, with Facebook and running ads, video ads, it only costs around about 26 cents, between 23 and 26 on average, to get in front of 1,000 people. So to get 1,000 people eyeballing your stuff, cheapest form of advertising I've ever been able to see. So that's step 7, is to take your audiences that you've set up and then promote videos to them to start warming the cold audiences up and building relationship with your warm audiences.
What's the other really cool, sorry, Kerry, just the other really cool point about it is that other advertising is generally broad shotgun marketing. This is targeted directly to the list that you build up and so on. So you go put an ad on TV, you're going to everybody who's watching TV. It's not the specific group that you wanted to get. And that's the beauty of Facebook as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and you think about it, like actually, and a really good example there, Andrew, is that, you know, the Super Bowl, for instance, not so famous over here, but certainly in the States. Some companies, like quite often luxury car type of companies, paid millions of dollars to put an ad on during the break at Super Bowl, right? Millions of dollars, and it's like most of the people there will never ever or won't ever be in the market to buy the luxury vehicle that you know is there. They might get one or two, and obviously they believe it's worth it, right? But they use that $1 million, put it into an ad on Facebook to target specific people that Facebook that knows, or to target, let's just say, they're already buyers of their luxury vehicle. They load that and target lookalike audience of those. They would get a lot more bang for their buck.
100%.
About that.
Yeah.
So
Targeted marketing can't be beat.
No, absolutely. So step 8, we're going to create what we call single image ads. Now again, there's different types of what we call creatives. So creatives are whatever the visual is. Okay, so whether it's image, video, carousel, a few different ones there. You want to create a single image one, and like I said, it's because these little single image ads, you would have experienced them no doubt yourself, convert better for getting people to take the action of booking than, let's just say, a video. And I've split tested this quite a few times. I've even had big in-depth discussions with Facebook reps about this because I'm an agency and a preferred partner. Over the years, even prior to that, I was able to speak to reps, Facebook reps, and assign Facebook reps because of the spend. And these Facebook reps work for Facebook. They should actually know what they're talking about, but they're actually not in the trenches doing this stuff. They are going by a guidebook. So if you do get a chance to speak to a Facebook rep, they do offer the service out there now. Booking a time with a rep, they'll go over your ads. They're going by a guidebook of what should be right. They have not sat in the trenches. They've probably been doing it for about a year or two. They seem to go through reps really, really fast for probably a high stress job, I would dare say. You've got the person that's done it for a couple of years, read the book and starts advising based on what they think, all right, in the guidebook. And most of them will say video view ads convert the best, do those video ads, they convert the best. They don't. The single image ones do convert the best with all the experience that I've had. In saying that, we still split test, no matter what, still split testing, because you never know, things do change. So at this present point in time, as we stand here, and for the last few years, single image ads, and we split test images, so different types of images depending on who your avatar is. So that's your ideal client. You might have a different image to your different ideal clients and different types of copy to attract them as well, because in the different types of copy generally have what we call different types of hooks. So what is the thing that's going to get that person to take action, which is register for your event? So multiple images, multiple different types of copy as well. Now, typically inside a campaign, so I will generally have no more than, let's just say, 6 different types of ads running in a campaign to split test. Always trying to have one beat the control, then I'll switch the rest off and then bring in some more as we go along. And you want to make sure that you have a call to action for people to come and visit your booking page. So whether that's you're holding an event or a webinar, you have to have that call to action to get people to come along. And again, I split test the call to actions. You can have multiple different calls to action inside Facebook. One of the ones that are the 2 that work the best are learn more and book now, okay? And I split test again both of those. Some people will prefer the learn more because they feel like the book now is a little bit too advanced. But if you're retargeting to people that have already visited your page, you don't need to do a learn more, you do a booked now call to action button. So step 9 is to promote those image ads. So now that we've created them, we want to promote those image ads. Now we promote them to our warm audiences because we've warmed them up with videos, and then we send them to our booking page. Now we're going to be doing conversion type of ads for this, show multiple images, send them out to all our warm audiences, send them off to our page to book for our event. Now what we typically do, and this is right now, keep in mind, Facebook prices can go up and down, right? There are certain factors that you can put in place to make sure your ads, you're not spending top dollar on your ads, or should I say wasting money on your ads. But at certain times of the year, Facebook advertising is a little bit more expensive. So at this present point in time, we're aiming for between $3 and $8 per registration. Okay, and so we just keep running and split testing till we get around those 2. But if you're running an event, let's just say at Christmas time, it might be a little bit more, but as you can see by our numbers and what conversions and what we make over with these events, it's well worth it. What was I think the lowest was actually mine was $300 and something per registrant, right? So I'm going to spend $3 to $8 to $100 to $200 in fact to make over $300 per registration if I had to. Step 10 is to run retargeting ads. So they're either called retargeting, or you might have heard them called remarketing. But with the remarketing ads, we can do either an image or a video. And again, I split test these, right? Depending on, and you can get really, really fancy with this, okay? So we're going to, and I'll explain that in a second, but so you're gonna run these ads, either the image or the video, to people who have clicked on the ads and gone to your registration page, but they haven't registered. So you can actually do, like, let's just say you run your advertising for 2 weeks, okay? And someone's clicked on the ad on day 1 of you running your ad, your main ad, gone through to the booking page, didn't register, right? So for, let's just say, 3 or 4 days after, they'll see a specific type of ad, and it might be an image ad that says something like, hey, see, you clicked on the page, but you didn't register, here's why you want to go back. Benefit, 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 right? After 4 days, you're like, well, that hasn't worked. They still haven't registered, right? Let's do a video to them. So from 4 to, let's just say 7, 8 days, you do a video. Hey, listen, about a week ago, a few days ago, you looked at the registration page. Don't think life's got in the way that much. Why haven't you registered yet? It's only a week to go or whatever, okay? And then a couple of days out, if they still haven't, you could do either another image or another video or another hook or whatever that might be. You can get super, super fancy with this stuff. But in the simplistic one, someone comes to your registration page, they don't register, they go back to Facebook, they see a wonderful message from you saying, hey, you came to my registration page for this particular event. You know it's going to be the solution to all the problems you're having right now. So come on, what else is there to do? Get back. It's only a day and it will change your life. Go back and register, okay? So that's our retargeting ads. Now, in step 11, let's just say you did register, then you run an ad to people that registered just to remind them to attend, okay? Because, typically, as we were saying before, for a webinar in the past, turn-up rate was between, well, around about 30%, okay? Our turn-up rate, we used to be 50, it's dropped to 30% in the last few years, and that's quite high, but that's because we do these retargeting type of things, okay? Some other people are getting 15%, but let's just say it's 30, right? Percent. Well, you want to get out to everyone who's registered to remind them to come along, and that certainly boosts the registration rate as well. It's one of the things that boosts the the attendance rate. So we run those retargeting ads, either image or video. Hey, listen, congratulations, you've registered. That's the very first step. And registration is great, but it's not enough. If you really want to solution to problem, then you want to come to this event live. Here's some of the cool things that you're going to learn while you're there. Bullet points of things you'll learn or talk about them. Hey, see you there in 2 days' time. We'll send you the link if you've got any questions or you'd like to upgrade to VIP or whatever. You can do it in your video or image retargeting ad to people that have registered for your event. And step 12, as with everything, you are not going to get this necessarily right the first time. It is super, we celebrate, absolutely celebrate if we do an ad the first time and knock it out of the park, okay? We are a lot better at that nowadays, but keep in mind, been doing this 10 years and spent a lot of money and time on Facebook, and better at it, but even still don't necessarily get it right the first time. And you might actually think you're getting it right because you're getting a whole heap of registrations, but if you don't split test, you don't know what you're missing out on, okay? So always split test. We're running different ads, different images, different audiences, different types of campaigns, and so on, to split test and then fully optimize your advertising, your Facebook event system here. So those are the 12 steps.
Alrighty, so guys, a few people have been asking some questions on the way through, and we've kind of been answering the ones that are a bit more specific. If you've got some questions that are probably relevant for everyone, so we've got one here from Lisa. What's a good weekly budget to set aside for a business startup on Facebook ads?
Yep. So whatever you can afford, and here's actually a couple of things, right? We have people that have as little as $5 a day, right? But you're going to get slower results. $10 a day is better. For events, like we said, you know, we've done these events for under 1,000. But if you're a startup, you want to be spending between $5 and $10 a day. The less you spend, the slower it is. But here's the good news, and something that you're going to learn right now is a lot of startups waste their money on unimportant things, the first step. And unimportant things might mean, you know, spending all the money on getting things perfect, rather than just launching and starting to sell and then perfecting things. So progress is better than perfection. I see that all the time. I see people, I'm not going to say wasting money, but putting money into, let's just say, trademarking way before they've even tested a process, putting money into a big, massive business plan before they've tested a process. So there's lots of things you can probably cut back on, especially with things like this, especially with this one-day event. You know, we can do these events so cheaply initially. All you need is the concept, the landing page, you know, an ad, and you can basically kickstart. So so think about where you're putting other money when you're a starter. Think about where you're spending the money, and probably cut back on some of the other stuff and put it towards marketing, because marketing is the thing that's going to sell your stuff. Some of the other stuff can wait until the money comes in. Hope that sort of helps there.
Okay, so a couple more questions, Kerry. How long should a Facebook Live be?
Yep. So not necessarily how long, but how boring to a certain extent. Okay. So no, and you wouldn't be Tom. You'd be perfect. Here's the thing though. So you could probably do a Facebook Live too short rather than too long. So here's what happens when you go live. When you go live, Facebook goes out and finds audiences for you. So it takes around about 30 seconds to a minute for Facebook to go out and start putting that live in front of people, right? If someone's liked your page or followed your page, they'll get a notification that you've gone live, which is fantastic. But for the people that haven't necessarily following, Facebook's still putting your live out there to audiences. So so you want to make sure that it goes over that minute, right? I would normally say 2 to 3 minutes. When you're live, it happens and goes really, really, really fast. So you'll think you've only been on there a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes. You'll stop it and you'll go, wow, that was 10 minutes. But what you need with lives, so, and again, we've had people that I've seen some lives go for a whole day, for instance, okay? A bit like this type of event. So I typically, I don't even really have a time, I have a system. So the system should be your headline, what you're covering, a few bullet points, and you go through those, and however long that takes, it takes. So can't be too long necessarily, it can be too boring or too short. So hopefully that's answered that for you.
So another question, minimum numbers database for an email should be to set up a lookalike audience.
Yep, so the minimum number has always been 100, except we've been getting through with a lot less, to be honest. So I've had people with you know 80, 60, 70, 80, and Facebook has been able to produce a lookalike audience. Facebook's got a lot better at it over the years as well. With all the data it's collected over the years, it's got a lot better, so it doesn't need quite as much of an audience now to produce a lookalike audience. But you can't do it with a small number. It has to be, you know, 50 or more. But Facebook says it's 100, but we've been able to do it with a lot less.
Does more necessarily mean a better quality audience?
Yeah, well, yes, you would think so, but because it's to 99% the same, I guess, yes, if you've got more, then Facebook knows what the same is. It's got more of a base to go by. So more data to figure out what that is. Yeah.
Awesome. We do need to move on. I can see a few more questions there. We will try and answer those for you. We've done the ones that are probably more applicable to everyone. So specific ones we will try and answer individually for you. But using the system that Kerry's just shown you, we've been getting registrants for between $3.03 and $3.58. And Kerry, I actually looked at some of your stats the other day. You're getting registrants for under $2. In some cases, so I probably should have updated the slide.
Cow.
But, so you know, the numbers are amazing. Will you start off like that? You know, if you're starting completely from cold, from scratch, then you know maybe allow a little bit more than that. That's why we said maybe you know $3 to $8 per registrant, but the numbers are still absolutely amazing. So let's show you. And sorry, hon, I'm going to move you on. Kerry, do you mind just going through? We've got a quick example on the next one just to show you how you can make this self-liquidating. So again, this is Steve Eagle's event. We showed you before 450 registrations, 267 of those from Facebook. Total Facebook ad spend was under $1,000. The Facebook registrants using the system that Kerry just explained to you, $3.58 per registrant. The total income from the event, $230,000. So pretty good return on investment. Income per registrant. So if we take that total income, divide by the registrants, whether or not they turned up, $511 per registrant. So the actual return on ad spend that we're getting there is 143 times return on ad spend, or 14,000% ROAS. So if you know anything about marketing, those sort of numbers are practically unheard of. You can see why we're super excited about this model. So low risk, so low cost to actually get started on it, and you know, amazing returns that we're actually getting from that.
That's amazing. Like you don't, and just to reiterate that, because I'm, you know, on a lot of Facebook podcasts and in a lot of the expert type of groups and by the expert stuff as well, because you don't know what you don't know. So I'm constantly educating on the stuff. And this is the type of figures that the expert, you know, like the same as me, but other ones out there, right, would never, they don't see it. Like this is not what they would normally see, you know, they're excited if it's 100%.
So guys, you're in exactly the right place with what you're learning today. Alrighty, so let's talk about the second way to fill events. So we've gone through the biggest one, which is Facebook, but we do have another 3 ways that we're going to talk to you about briefly. So the first of those is Facebook Messenger. So again, Kerry, take it away.
Yeah, sure. So Facebook Messenger, let's just take you through why we absolutely love Facebook Messenger, right? Now, just to give you a little bit of background on this is that, and some of you guys I know have been around me long enough, but I have been singing chatbots in Messenger from the rooftop since it first came out in end of 2016. One of the first people to jump on and have amazing results, and with clients amazing results as well, because we got in early, but it's still, people are starting to catch up now, but it's still absolutely fantastic, and here is why, right? Now, the idea when you send out a message, either whether it be through email or through Messenger, so you can send it out through the chat bot, right? If you're sending out a promotion, you want people to look at it first and foremost, for it to be sent and for people to look at it or read it and people to click on it, right? So the first step in the process is once you've sent out a message, let's just say to your, if you had a database or to message subscribers, right? You want people to go, oh, I want to open and look at that. Now, they do in Messenger. 70 to 90%, it has a 70 to 90% open rate in Facebook Messenger, right? Versus email marketing, which is when you send out an email, okay, only 18 to 20% for email. And I'm just curious to anyone who's got an email list here and does some email marketing, what would you say your open rate would be? Would we be about spot on there? Let us know. I can't see anything coming through. Oh, there we are.
Yep,
Mine's
Some
Yeah.
saying a bit lower, 10 to 15, some saying 20 to 25. So we're definitely ballpark.
Yeah, yeah. Tony's is 50, which is above average, but his is specific, around 10%. That's the thing, is yeah, across the board, I mean, 18 to 20% for email marketing, but your open rates for Messenger are 70 to 90% right at this present point in time. So let me just show you exactly what this looks like. Now, this is one of the events that I held recently, one of my 5 events, and I sent out an email, okay, join me 9 a.m. online workshop. Now, you'll see, right, and just to walk you through the process, the 15.7% is obviously the open rate. 15.7% of people that saw this email, that opened this email. 2.7% of those actually clicked on the link to go through to the event registration page. Okay, so just keep that in your head. 15.7% open rate, 2.7% of those actually clicked through to the offer page. On my Messenger one that I sent out, I had this over here, the far figure over the corner here, the 946, right? 78.44% of people opened it, right, when I did the screenshot. And of the ones that opened it, I had 22.8% of those people click through to the registration page. So you can see a massive difference there. So here's another example for you, and just to break this down, here's just a screenshot of Messenger, my Messenger, and I want you to just look at that far column over in the red column, okay? This is how many people read it. Now, 100%, 94, I mean, that was smaller, but 94, 90, 93, 97, 96. So it's not just a one-off thing. We're getting a whole, and that's what I see all the way through, okay? Whenever I've sent out a broadcast, I'm getting between that to, well, 70% is really low. I'm usually getting 85 plus open and read it, which means that they get to see more about your offer or your event. So let's break it down into how Facebook Messenger marketing works in this specific process, and I'll go through step by step with you just to try and simplify it and keep it nice and easy. Because the thing is that when we start talking about Messenger, which ultimately Messenger is a chat bot, okay, some people freak out because it's, you know, can seem like it's complicated. It's not when you break it down, okay? So let's just do that for you. So first of all, in order for all of this to work, it works through an app, okay? It gets delivered in native Messenger, so Messenger inside Facebook, but for it to do it and to do it bulk, we need to have an app. And the app is a chatbot app, okay? Now what that does is it effectively turns Messenger into what we call an autoresponder, which means that you can A, come subscribers, B, you can bulk message them, right? So it's all done through a specific app. So you need an autoresponder, and then it allows you to build a list of Messenger subscribers that you can bulk message, okay? So it's similar to, let's just say your MailChimps, but it's the app, chatbot app version, or Aweber or Infusionsoft or whatever email you use. Well, this is the equivalent, but in chatbot land, okay, or Messenger land. The chatbot app really does provide you with lots of different ways that you can market, okay? So they have different types of tools that you can use. So you can have a chatbot app, and you can put a button on your website that when someone clicks on it, case in point, our landing page where it says register now with Messenger, when someone clicks on that button, boom, it opens up inside Messenger. So that's a tool, okay? Or you can have a link. So if you're, have a, let's just say do a post on Facebook and you want people to go through and register, well, you can put a link, a URL link in there. And when someone clicks on it, it opens up in Messenger. So there's multiple different ways that people can get into Messenger, lots of different tools that you can use when you have your chatbot app, but all roads lead to people coming into Messenger and becoming subscribed. So using this particular app, you can create multiple step interactive discussions in Messenger. And the best thing is it's all automated. You don't have to be sitting there when every single person comes through responding back to them personally, because that would take a very long time. I don't know about you guys, but there's lots better things to do, right? So you get your app to do that. It's all automated, and these particular multi-step interactive discussions are built out and they're called flows, okay? So we call them flows, and you'll see why in a minute why we call them flows.
So let's look at an example, Kerry, because I know, again, quite a few moving parts, but I think if we actually have a look through one step by step, that will help people understand it. And we've got Alison saying, sounds brilliant.
Yeah, excellent. Cool. Rightio. So the first step in the process is someone sees, clicks on the link, or sees a, you know, whatever it is, a button, a link, an ad, clicks on it, and then it comes through and the first message pops up in Messenger, right? Hey, you know, we can fill in the blank here, first name, whatever their name is. We're super excited you're interested in registering for our online workshop success event. Click the get registered button below to get registered, right? So we had 98% of people come through and go, yep, I'm going to do that, get started. And we had some wanting to actually go and check the time first, okay, time zone first. The second step in the process, and some of you that did register through the chatbot will recognise this. Some of you who didn't, this is what the chatbot or the Messenger people that registered through Messenger got this. So great, their name. I'm here to take you through the process of registering for, and the event name. So this can be all built out with what we call form fields that you can put in, you know, your event name and that. I promise I'll make it fun for you, but just a quick tip, if you tap a button in here and nothing happens, sometimes you just need to tap a bit harder. Okay, are you ready? Tap the get started button below. The reason why we have that is that sometimes if you do actually tap it lightly, nothing comes through. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if nothing came through and I tapped a button, I actually would tap it again. It's interesting how many people don't. So we just take the hard stuff out. We've done this so long now, we know kind of how people are going to react. We put the little down arrow finger in here to point out where to go as well. This has actually increased conversion rate. So all those little things that we've split tested. And we've got our little Giphy up here as well. Now, not all have to have this. This is tailored to us. I've got my chatbot, which is Carly. She's tailored to Carly and has her own little personality. But, you know, these are some of the things you can do. But, you know, you can pick and choose. Right. So the next step here, we have this delay. You might see it up the top here. So this typing, this is 1 second, typing 3 seconds, typing 3 seconds, right? Now you would have known as you went through this, if you were registering, you would have seen it, you know, it mirrors real life experience, basically is what it does, right? So there's a couple of reasons why we have this specific delay in here, which we can build in, is that A, it gives the person who is registering brain time to catch up, and it mimics real life experience, right? We're not trying to trick people into thinking there's someone here, but we're trying to mimic real life experience as much as possible, because otherwise it forms a bit of a disconnect, and people actually, if you just had the messages coming bang, 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 it actually puts people off if you've experienced that yourself. So we like to make it as real as possible, so it just seems nice and seamless and seems like they're interacting with a friend. So we have, you know, again, we've got a little image here typing, hey, first name, firstly, can you confirm your best email by tapping the button below? If there is no bubble or you want to use another email, just type away. So we have a waiting for reply field in here, all built out. They can either tap, it pulls in either their email address that they use on Facebook. So that's typically what it pulls in, but you know, they can change it if they want to. Okay. Then we ask, okay, how about your phone number as well? Again, it pulls in the phone number that people are using on Facebook, and more now Facebook is making people enter their phone number to be able to authorize their Facebook account. So most people do have their phone number in there now, and also to keep your account safe. Thoroughly recommend it actually to keep your account safe, because there's a whole heap of accounts getting hacked at the moment. So you might want to look at putting your phone number and two-step authentication in there, just as a side note. But going through the flow, we've got a message, more typing, enter your phone number, produces their Facebook phone number. They can either confirm or type in a new number as well. The next step in the process is we just want to make sure that we've got it all right. And so great, their name, first full name, email, phone number. These details correct? Yes, or make a change, right? We had 98% of people say yes. We had a few people say no at this particular stage here. And then, all right, we have again, it's our little bot, has a bit of a personality here. So excited now, just click confirm below and I'll send you a message when it's complete. Okay, so they click confirm, that then goes out, zaps into the webinar software, goes around the world 3 times if it needs to, and comes back and confirms. Okay, so it pulls in, works with, we've got API, we pull it all in to work with the webinar software. This one here was GoToWebinar, but it also works with Zoom. It works with all sorts of webinar software out there. Awesome. So excited you've registered for the event name. Would you like to upgrade to VIP? You get a copy of the slides and recordings of the event, and then they click the button below to find out. So we had a few people obviously click there, goes through to the website to find out about the VIP side of things. And this is how it's built, nice and simple. This is why we call it a flow, okay? And I know that you're probably all going, I can't read that. It's not the idea that you can read that. We just went through it, but this is what it looks like in the background and when we build it out, okay? So you've got your messages, which are all the ones with the images here, okay? But these are all the stuff in between that we're doing. The yellow boxes here are all the rules and regulations. The blue ones are certain types of rules. Let's just say someone comes in at a certain time and then walks away and doesn't finish, then one of these will fire off and go, okay, well, wait a minute, you didn't finish, and so on. So lots of different things happening in the background of what looks like to your end user a very, very seamless experience. Who loves the look? Who likes the look? Who thinks I'd just be able to do one of those flows, hey?
Yeah, no. But it's seriously cool.
Yes, Gary. So Gary's asked the question. Okay, cool. There is a free version, so the paid version gives you the extras. Thanks. Good to know. All right,
yeah, no, sorry, that was just him replying to me. I've answered everything. Gary.
All right. Okay, sweet.
Cool.
Rightio. So let's look at Facebook Messenger, right? So, and how this breaks down. Now, the message flow, I'm just going to close down my box there so you guys are answering the questions. The message flow is really, really great for a couple of things. It's great for building a relationship because once you've got a subscriber, then you've got a subscriber, okay? So you can actually build relationship with them. You can send them reminders on turning up to the event. You can send them, you know, video. You can put videos in there as well. You can do all sorts of things that you typically would do to be able to build a relationship with someone, to get them to know, love, and trust you in the process, okay? Great for collecting names, great for collecting emails, and obviously phone numbers as well. So you can get the whole lot there in Messenger. Now, once someone or a person has registered through Messenger, we can send them frequent reminders, right? We can send them frequent reminders, aka messages through Messenger or SMSs, right? So you get the ability, if you get the phone number, to do both. And in fact, you also get the ability to email through Messenger if you want to as well. Although we know the open rates aren't quite as good, we still do as much as we can. And you can send them through with the link to join, which makes it nice and easy, okay? So what we do, and you guys might have experienced this, and it's not necessarily a perfect system yet, we are improving it, but we can also send a reminder to those who haven't yet attended 30 minutes into the event. Now, I know there were people coming through saying, but wait a minute, I'm on here, I'm speaking to you right now, and you said that I'm not here. Here's the issue with that, and where we're tossing up whether to leave that or not. My take on it is to leave it because, you know, there are people that haven't turned up. But what happens, this is actually fired off to people who haven't actually clicked on the Messenger link to come into the event. So some of you guys might have actually obviously copied the link, put it into your browser, or got it through the email and got into the event rather than actually clicking on the chat bot. Who actually liked the chat bot reminders? Just actually would love a question to see who found that useful for the reminder to be sent actually in the chat bot rather than having to go search into your emails to get it. I certainly find it easier.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sure did. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, exactly. So some of you guys that did get the reminder that we're on here, you probably, I would say, actually clicked on the link through email or copied the link in your browser or whatever, and therefore you would have got the reminder. But the ones that, I
was going to say, one thing that's important to understand, guys, is even if you don't like the chat box, if that's not your thing, it's the fact is you're not your client, and there's some clients who will love the chat box. There's others who will chatbot, I should say. There's others who prefer to get stuff through email and so on. Now, what you're trying to do is using a number of different platforms to get that same message out, because people desensitize to some stuff. So some people don't, send them an email and they don't look at it as much. Others, you send them a chatbot, so they won't look at it. If you're doing it at different levels on both or a couple of different platforms, we also SMS'd out on this as well for people who had mobiles for. They all add up, and if you don't get them on one, you'll get them on another. The chatbot at the moment, though, is very new, and everybody's excited about it in terms of, and it gets through, and it's up in the 90% open rates. People are looking at it. It's very, very powerful at the moment.
And the reason why, like whenever I'm actually, and there's a few reasons why, and we've discussed that, but one of the things that when I'm at events speaking throughout Australia, I've been at events the last few years asking this question, and quite often in front of thousands of people in a room, and I say, hey, listen, who in the room, I say, hey, who here uses Messenger to communicate with friends and family? And over 90% of the room will put their hand up and say they use Messenger to communicate with friends and family, okay? Well, I should actually just say who doesn't, because I think you probably only have one or two hands rise up for that. So why not communicate to people in the way that they're used to communicating? And that's why we use the chatbot app. But like Andrew said, we don't just use one. I mean, one works super well, yes, but we don't just use one. We use multiple different ways to get in front of people or to message them. So we use Messenger, we use SMS and email. And in fact, like I said, through the chatbot apps, you can actually do all three. So you get people where they are used to communicating in the preferred method that they prefer. So, and the method that they prefer as well. Now, we also use Messenger during the sales process as well. So anyone who registered through Messenger, we send them a link at the time of the offer, when we make offers, for whatever it is we're making offers for, and also after the event as well. We do a follow-up sequence after the event. So we use Messenger for that, because we know the open rates are a lot better and it's easier. So because Messenger rates are so high, this massively increases the turn up rate and we get a lot more sales. So if people are turning up, the conversion rate stays the same, there's more sales either way. So just to give you an idea and show of one particular event, like I said, most of mine are 60% and above turn up rate. And in fact, the majority actually comes through, the turn up rate from Messenger is actually higher. So this one here was 61% turn up rate on one of my particular events that I ran. But did you put the figures in here, Darryl? I'm not assuming you didn't, of the actual turn up rate for Messenger over email.
Oh, I thought oh no, that's when we do how to increase turn up rates after lunch.
Right. Okay. Yes.
In there, just not yet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. Yeah. So I might leave you to control it, Kerry, because I've just got one slide to do and then we're back to you. So we've talked about two main ways to drive traffic to your booking page. Guys, this really is the engine of what it is that you're doing, is getting your marketing right, getting people to your event. So we've talked about Facebook marketing, we've talked about Facebook Messenger. Now we're just very quickly going to go through email marketing for those of you who have an email list, and then organic traffic, or how to get free traffic along to your event. So Kerry, let's go through email marketing. So we said the lead time is about 2 weeks. Normally we would send out 2 or 3 emails over that time to our whole database. When you do send those emails, make sure you have a compelling subject line. So with Steve's one, how to source high quality Australian made products at Asia competitive prices. make sure that your call to action and your register link is above the fold. So that means you don't have to scroll down in order to find the actual register link. We know statistically that if people have to scroll to find the link to click to go and book, it can reduce your number of registrants by up to 95%. So critical to have it above the fold. Also write in a really conversational way, guys. Write like you're writing to a friend, and make sure that you give a list of benefits for attending the event. Now, yes, these are the same benefit bullets that are on your event booking page. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Use exactly the same bullet points in your email, and you will find that you get a good response. Like I said, our very first event that we ran, we had 150 people register just based on emails out to our event. So that's number 3. Number 4 is organic traffic to fill events. So free stuff. And again, yes, it is possible to get free traffic from Facebook. Kerry, do you want to talk about how?
Sure. So the first one, and I like these are the ones. This is for the ones that love to stick needles in their eyes. Facebook Lives work super well. Facebook gives preference to Facebook Live videos. It wants everyone to go live. It wants to be known as the main media channel in the entire universe, and it's going a really good way about it. So what they do is they encourage live videos, okay? So if you do a live video, you will have more eyeballs on that video. Live, Facebook goes out and finds audiences, right? But after it's finished being live streamed, it then becomes a video on your page, right? And we have different ways of being able to really make that even go further. But this is the best free traffic method there is available. Even if you just do a live on your page, you know, you get a couple of hundred people actually eyeballs on it, you know, over that either during or after that live video, and quite often after, it will start to build audiences for you, because Facebook just keeps putting it in front of people for 24 hours after you've done your live. Basically, Facebook's working for you. Now, what you can do to get a bit more traction, and this is a bit more of an advanced strategy, okay? But I like to hack everything. So here's the deal. You can pre-schedule Facebook Lives. There's different types of software you can do where you can pre-schedule your live, but you can pre-schedule and you can invite people to come and express interest in the live prior to doing it. So I pre-schedule a Facebook Live, going live at 12:30 on Tuesday, and then it shows up on your feed on your page, on your page that you're going live, right? So anyone that comes to your page, it'll go out into the feed as well. Facebook will show it to a certain number of people, the pre-scheduled live. But you can't actually run ads to this particular one. But what you can do is you can put that live, the pre-scheduled live, you can pop inside a Facebook event, okay, and hook the live and the event up together to get a lot more traction. Because then what Facebook does is Facebook actually goes and promotes events. Also, when people are looking at events in their section on Facebook, they can actually see that your event is actually on, okay? So you pre-schedule a Facebook Live, then you pop that live inside an event, and it's a great free way out there. Now, something that's working super well right now are stories, okay? You would have seen them yourself. They're at the top of the news feed. Facebook's pushing stories. They last for 24 hours and then they go away. So use them wisely, but use Facebook and Instagram stories to get out there. Facebook shows them to a lot more people because, obviously it's the top front center of an experience on Facebook. Facebook has just, Zuckerberg actually announced beginning of last year a couple of different things that, where Facebook was going. And one of the things that he said, about Facebook is, sharing these interactive moments and then making them disappear, right? So your stories, groups, and messengers were kind of what he touted to be the next level of Facebook and where Facebook was going for the future. So if you haven't actually popped posts and stuff on from your business page into stories, suggest you start utilizing that. Again, you can get lots of traction there. And now another thing you can do if you are the face of your business, which you guys will be when you're holding these events, okay, if you've got a lot of people on your personal profile that possibly could be your clients, then really cool thing to do is to share your live. So here's the key though, is you do your live on your business page, right? Always do your live on your business page, because that's when it's collecting audiences. But what you can do is you can share that live onto your personal profile, okay? And so therefore it can show some of the people that are friends of yours your live video, they watch it, it collects video views for your business page. So don't do it the other way around. I've had people do lives on their personal profile and then gone, damn, there's no audience you can collect in that. So you do your live on your business page and you share it through to your personal profile. And that's a really, really good, great way of getting free traffic as well, of people that are your friends that possibly could or want to do business with you, or they might actually know someone, okay? One of your friends might know someone who needs you. Now, hashtags are, again, one of the new things in Facebook. Now, we've been able to do hashtags in Facebook for years, and in fact, it's actually hilarious coincidence today that I'm talking about this, and I had a reminder come up on my phone of 2012. In fact, I did a lesson on hashtags.
There you go. Because Facebook remembers everything, even if you don't.
Exactly. So I posted a lesson on using Facebook hashtags way back in 2012. Okay, I had a 30-day social media blitz using Facebook, and whatever day this was, it was the hashtag day to get organic traffic. So they actually were working then, but what happened is that the hashtag on Facebook didn't take off the way it did in Twitter and also Instagram, right? So Facebook then started to not really put much into it, and now they've come back. So what that means is the popular hashtags out there, people are starting to use them on Facebook. So it means that if you hashtag your post with some of the hashtags that are popular in your industry, so that your end audience would be looking at or searching for those specific hashtags, if you do that, then you can get more traction, okay? So people that are looking for these specific hashtags, you've got it in one of your posts, your post will show up. But don't overdo the hashtag. I know lots of people do it on Instagram and they hashtag the death out of it, and sure, you can do it on Instagram, it's a lot more acceptable, but on Facebook it's still not. So find 2, 3, maybe 4 maximum hashtags that would be relevant to your target audience that they would be searching on. You can do this, you can find them out easily. You can go and look at popular hashtags in your niche. You can go and have a look at some things in Instagram. You can go and research other pages who have your audience, see what they're doing as well. Probably more so on Instagram, and then bring it across to Facebook, because more people are used to hashtagging on Instagram, but like I said, they're coming back in on Facebook and they're becoming big there. So 2, 3, 4 maximum on Facebook, you know, and you can do more obviously on Instagram. And then visit relevant Facebook pages and relevant Facebook groups, okay? Really cool to go find groups where your audience is hanging out. Join in the conversations in those groups, okay? The big thing here though is you do not spam. If you want to do any type of promotional post, here's what I do. I go join a group and I watch what that group's doing for a while. You get a really, really good sense of the group, the language, what they're after, who they are and everything, so that you can come in and speak like them in the group. Don't just go in there straight away and go, buy my stuff, come to my workshop, right? See people do that. But you want to watch it for a little while, get the idea of what the group's all about, then start going in and adding value, right? When people ask questions, add value. Always be the nice guy in there, add value. What will happen is people will see you adding value and then they'll start to come over and look at your stuff as well. There are times where you can actually approach the moderator of the group and say, hey, listen, I think your group might be interested in this. Do you mind if I promote it, right? And some of them are perfectly fine to do that. But the first thing you do is just go in there and add value, answer people's questions, be solution to their problem, be the expert in the group and so on, and that will get you a lot of traction just doing that even initially.
Wow, that was pretty cool and heaps of great information there, Kerry. Appreciate you going through that. That last particular one that you did there and talked about by going in other people's groups. Steve Eagle, he really talked about that a fair bit. But where are you jumping to here?
I am trying to get your slide ready for you because we're about to swap back to our screen.
Oh, okay. We were on Kerry's machine, weren't we?
We were. Sorry, you weren't supposed to be asking that. I'm trying to do it surreptitiously in the background.
Oh, okay. Very good. So, good stuff. So, guys, Kerry's given you a heap of information there. Hopefully, you're finding that really, really cool. Might be a little overwhelming, and that's okay. You're not expected to be an expert at it right now at this point in time. Just introducing you to the different types of methods and so on. Some of you on the group, I know you guys do a fair bit already. Others are newbies, and that's okay. Let us know what's been your biggest aha so far in that session. What was your biggest aha? Everybody, please jump in on this one. Everybody needs feedback on this one. What was your biggest aha? What did you learn in that session that sort of made you look at something a bit differently, give you a different perspective on things? So everybody write something down, please. Your biggest learning in that session.
So we've got just how effective messenger marketing is. Awesome info, Kerry. The bot is very good. Also, how you focus on video views. Great value. Open rate of messenger versus email.
Yep.
And the benefit of that channel, absolutely. Love the chat bot. Looks like Messenger is getting all the yeses. Having the 3 different types of campaigns with different objectives, absolutely. Lisa's saying, I can afford to do this as a startup.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done. Great learning there, Lisa.
It's a very affordable system, this one. It opens it up for people who couldn't maybe afford tens of thousands to run a live event. This is a face-to-face event. This is a very relatively cheap way in for great returns.
Absolutely.
Love what Kim's got here. Take out the needles and do a live. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one. Yep. Well done.
Yeah, trade in your needles. You don't need them anymore. It's okay. Rightio, guys. There's a few of you who are not responding. Make sure that you're putting in your responses there. What was the biggest aha you got out of that last session there? Make sure that you're giving your feedback there so we know where you're at and what's going on.
We've got running pre-scheduled lives, and lives are very powerful. So
excellent.
Lots of good stuff. Nice.
Okay, give us a rating also from 1 to 10 on that one in terms of the content. What you found there, how you found that, and if that was good for you.
10.
It's okay.
11. Nice. Nice.
Excellent. Cool. So by now you're probably seeing.
And I bought the VIP package now.
Yes, and the VIP package, you'll see why we supply that, because there's a lot of stuff in there you might want to go back and listen to again to be clear in your mind and so on. So that's one of the benefits of it. Okay, so by now you should be starting to see the possibilities that are starting to come out of this in this system. You should be able to start to see, that you can do it. Anybody can do this. You don't need to be an expert. You can be the reporter of the information. However, if you've got some expertise, great, that works as well. If you want to promote your existing businesses, that works as well in this area. The other thing that you're finding out now is that traffic can be the way you get traffic to your site and the way you get new clients to your site is all very doable. It might be a little confusing at the moment, but it's still doable. And what we do is we normally get a Kerry along to do it for us because I find it's better to have an expert involved. So the possibilities that are coming out should be starting to become clear in your mind. What are the possibilities in this program? So let me ask you a question here now. Who's excited about the possibilities of what this live online events can do for your business and for you as a person and so on? Let me know who's excited about that, and if that's really you're starting to get seeing the big picture of what we're talking about. Let us know. Yep, yes. Me. Hell's yes.
Quite incredible. Yeah. There you go. Very
Excellent.
Excited. Definitely. Yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Yes. Very excited. So many possibilities. Cool.
Okay. So let me ask you another question then. Who's really serious about becoming financially independent? Which which is really the promise of this this system. It can bring you independence. What I mean by that is that you can produce large amounts of money at home by just by sharing not only your expertise but the expertise of others by putting your one day workshop together. Who likes that idea? Yep, me. Excellent.
Me. Excellent.
Good stuff.
My ambition. Nice.
Okay, last question for you, Ben. Who really wants to create change in your life? And this is a serious question because I talk to a lot of people about this. I ask them, you know, who wants to be financially independent? Who's excited? Lots of people are all very excited. They all want to be financially independent. But when I said, do you really want to create change in your life? Well, people aren't that excited about creating change in their life. You see, what they want is they want the benefits without actually having to do anything in their life. So are you really willing to create some change in your life to get the benefits of what we've been talking about? Is that you? Let me know if you're actually you're willing to change. Some people at the current time have had change thrust upon them with COVID-19, and I've got to say, I put my hand up here. For Daryl and myself, I'll put her hand up as well. Put your hand up there.
There we go.
There you
Sorry.
go. That
busy reading questions.
the change for us was thrust upon us by COVID-19. We had talked about doing this stuff before, but you know, it's just easy, simple to do the stuff that we knew, and this was thrust upon us, and we had to make that change in that sense. So here's your chance if you really want to make a change, because what we're going to be doing is we're taking applications for the online workshop success program. And we said before to you, you can't actually buy anything today, and that's actually 100% true. What we're doing today is we're just going to give you the opportunity to have a chat to us after the workshop if you are interested in becoming a part of this program, because we do need to get the right people in the program. And as we said earlier too, we don't take everybody. So we're interested though, if you think this might be something that you can apply in your work, in your business, or in your life, we're happy to have a chat to you about that. So what is the online workshop success program? Basically, it's a high-level done with you program and a coaching program. So what that basically means is that we're going to help you get to a point where you can create a six-figure income within the 12 months of the program. That's the goal for you, and ideally a lot earlier than 12 months, and you should be able to do a whole bunch of them. But we want to take you through the process where we can show you how you can make a six-figure income from this system. Okay, now as I said before, what we're giving you today is the opportunity to talk to us after the workshop. Okay, the reason that we don't just go out and advertise this outside is that we want you to sit on this workshop today to see whether or not this is something you want to do. You'll have a good idea whether or not this is something that you want to hand with, and then you'll be more educated, and you can come and talk to us from an educated point of view. And that's why we're doing the workshop here. So to see whether or not we're right for you and you're right for us. Now, having said that, therefore it's not for everybody. So don't be disappointed if we feel like we don't want to work with you specifically. It could be for a number of reasons. We do have limited spots. There's only so many people that we can take on. We also want to make sure that we can deliver value for you. If we don't feel like we can, then we'll let you know that straight up front. Okay, now we're after a small group of people that we can work with and we can work closely with. So who's it for? It's basically for people who want to go to the next level in their business life, or really start to gear up their financial leverage and do stuff quickly and easily. People who want to be held accountable as well. If you say you're going to do something, we expect you to do stuff, and we'll call you on that, and we'll keep you honest, so to speak, in that area. If you feel like that's something that would help you, then you might want to think about applying. Okay, people like the idea of working one-on-one with us. We're pretty much, what you're seeing here on the workshop today is pretty much us. We're not going to change too much, and so if you like what you see now, then maybe you should apply. If you don't like what you're seeing now, it ain't going to change. So let us know if that's you. If you like the idea of working closely with us. If you think we got something that we could help you with, if you feel like we could get you some more clients in this area or show you how to get ahead, then maybe you should be thinking of applying. We're also people who have a track record of success. What we mean by that is not necessarily that you had to have done an online workshop before. What we're talking about is people who know what it is to win, people who know what it is to set a goal and to implement and complete. You know, if you've been successful in some part of your life, then that might be you as well. Okay, also highly motivated. We're looking for people who are highly motivated self-starters. find it easiest and best to be able to guide you along your way to success, and you're able to keep walking as opposed to dragging you kicking and screaming to success. Okay, so if you're a highly motivated self-starter, do you know what I mean when I say that? You're somebody who's going to be successful. You just you just want to do it quicker, faster, and cheaper. Then if that's you, then that's great. But you've got to be successful no matter what. If that's sort of in your head at the moment, let us know if that's you, and also you might want to think about applying as well. And finally, one of the points is that we're looking for people who are fun to be around. We really enjoy our life and enjoy our work, and we're keen to have people who are fun to be around. And when we don't just put that in there as a joke or anything like that, that's actually serious for us. It's serious fun. We want people who are fun to be around, and of course we like enjoying our work, and we want you to enjoy your work as well. Okay. Oh, one more point. I keep every time, doesn't it? It gets me every time. I don't know what it is.
I don't know why.
And do you like the idea of being around like-minded people? What we provide in this program is the support of like-minded people, having people who are going on the journey that you're going on or have been on it as well. And sometimes, you know, you might be hanging around a group of people. They're cunningly disguised as family and friends, and they're like anchors. They hold you back from going to where you want to go. Who understands that there's you know, you can be bigger and better than what you're doing at the moment. You're playing small, and you can be playing a lot bigger, but you know, it's a lot harder when you've got people around you who are sort of pulling you back and so on. Has anybody had that experience before? If you have, and you like the idea of having somebody around you who's going to support you and so on, maybe you should look at applying, because that's the type of person that we're looking for in this program as well. Okay, so here's how it works. Our membership is by application only. If you apply today, we'll talk to you after the workshop. We'll just set a time, have a chat online, and we'll discuss your ideas and so on. See if your ideas are good. We're also going to discuss you and, you know, where you're at as well. If you don't have any idea what you could be doing a workshop on at this point in time, it's okay. That's not a problem. We actually find about 50% of the people who apply with an idea quite often change that idea after we start to talk to them, and we find a better one for them, or they find out how they can sort of sharpen their ideas. So if you haven't got an idea, don't let that stop you. But we want to talk to you about you and your ideas after the workshop. At the end of that call, at the end of that time, we both need to be happy that we can work together for the membership site. So for the membership to proceed. So we need to feel like we can deliver for you, and you need to feel like we can deliver for you as well, and that we're both right for each other. If one of us don't feel comfortable, then that's the end of it. We just shake hands and say thanks very much, cyber shake, or this way now. And at the end of that call, we'll just part friends. If we do decide we want to go ahead, then we'll let you know about the next steps, and then we'll get you involved in the program. We also keep in mind that we take less people than apply, and of course it's not for everybody, and we do have limited spots. There's only so much time that we can allocate to these programs, because we do like our life as well. So if you're accepted, you're normally taking the spot of somebody else. So you know, put your best, put your Sunday go meeting clothes on, and really put your best foot forward. Let us know why we should have you in the program. Okay, Daryl, so what's in the program?
Alrighty, so guys, we'll walk you through exactly what is included if you do get accepted into the program. And there are 7 main components. So this is all designed to help you to supercharge your one-day online workshop, and to give you all of the components that you need to get it up and running really, really quickly. So we always start off with one-on-one planning, and that happens with Andrew and I personally. We know that if you get the planning right up front, identifying your topic, planning all of that out, then we know that the rest of it is going to be far more successful. If you get that initial bit wrong, then it goes off track right from the outset. The next thing that we do is, rather than then saying, okay, we'll go and produce everything yourself, we actually work with you in a 3-day intensive to create all of the components that you actually need. So we have a system now based on the events that we've done so far, and these are the components that we will actually work with you to create in this intensive. We'll help you design your offer. We'll help you write your event booking page, and we'll help you to create your 1 day of PowerPoint presentation. So at the end of that intensive, you will have all of those things complete, rather than here's the training on how to do it, now go and do it yourself. We know life gets in the way, people procrastinate. We know that you'll get it done if we're actually sitting there breathing down your neck and actually looking over your shoulder, working with you to actually make it happen. So that really supercharges things and gets things going. Now, Kerry also does an intensive. Kerry, do you want to talk through these things?
Yeah, absolutely. So exactly what Daryl said. I know that when people are in an intensive, they get things done. Now, I know, we want to be the captain of our ship in all of this stuff, right? But in the best way to actually do this stuff, or even if you want to get someone else to do it in the end, is actually to learn it yourself. All my clients that have learned this stuff themselves are getting even bigger results, even if you do actually get someone else to do it in the end anyway. So that's why I put together a 3-day intensive to help you build out and create those Facebook components. So the first thing we do in the 3-day intensive, and how I was saying before that a lot of people don't realize the importance of optimizing your Facebook business page, right? It's hugely important that your Facebook business page is optimized, all those things are filled out, but so that it is actually targeting the right person. So we build out, we create, or if you haven't got one, or optimize your Facebook business page during these 3 days. We also create your audiences. So we go through and help you select who your ideal audience is. And we go out and we find them and we build those audiences in Facebook. So whether it's a cold audience or multiple cold audiences, whoever that avatar is, that ideal client of yours, or whether you have multiple ideal clients, we build up those different types of cold audiences, exactly where you can go to find them. Like I said, you can get so laser targeted inside Facebook if you know how, and we show you exactly how to do this. We teach you to fish here, okay? And also how to build up those warm audiences as well. So through the 3 days, we're building up those cold audiences, we're finding who they are, we're actually also finding content and all that sort of stuff, everything that you're going to need for your Facebook marketing side of things, your warm audiences, which are your which are your custom audiences, your website audiences, where to get that pixel, how to load onto your page, and so on. Then we create, during these 3 days, we create and you run video ads. You set up your own ad campaigns. We create those video campaigns so you can start turning people who don't know who you are, so your cold audience or your lookalike audience of your warm audiences, we turn them into warm audiences to start building relationships, to get people to know, love, and trust you. We help you create and show you exactly how to create those image ads, exactly how to do those objectives, what type of copy you should use, the different types of hooks, how to do these really easy. We have an absolutely amazing system that, like, literally, we've taught a 76-year-old lady to use this particular system during these 3 days as well. So we help you create these image ads and you build them out, and we just show you exactly the things that we do as an agency, how we've had our huge success. You will learn exactly how to do that. If you learn how to do it, guess what? You can either show someone what to do, you'll know whether or not you've been ripped off if you get another agency to do it. I don't know why you'd do that, but let's just say you do. You'll know exactly what to ask for and whatever else. Or you can just roll these out whenever you want in any kind of niche once you learn the system, honestly. And then with that call to action button to book your event. We also take you into the chat bot. Now, that message flow that I showed you before, that big spaghetti thing, we actually show you how to do that, and we simplify the process by giving you one of our best ones as well, which is going to be a fill in the blank type template. So you get that message flow to help you build your list so that then you can market to them as well. So we do all of that over those 3 days, and we teach you how, because ultimately time is precious. We're doing this because we want more freedom. So the last thing I want for you guys is to have to spend all of your time in Facebook. But we know to build those relationships, to get people to know us, love us, and trust us, we need to provide value. In providing value, we need to put out content. So in content, that means posting, and posting pretty much every day. You've got to get consistent with this stuff, but we don't want it taking all of your time. So we show you our system, exactly how we do it in terms of helping you post most effectively on your Facebook and Instagram pages, right, in less than 10 minutes a day to get maximum results, all the while growing your community of raving fans. So we go step by step how to do that.
Alrighty, so that's 3 things. We've got 7 all up. Number 4, Kerry.
Number 4. So number 4 is running Facebook campaigns to set up for you. So we set up the Facebook campaigns for you in the initial stages to take the hard stuff out to fill your events, including we set up your remarketing campaigns, those conversion campaigns, and to help you maximize your registration rate, and so make sure that people do turn up. So that's done for you, and then we actually set up your message flow to set up your message flow to help you fill the event, the one that you guys would have experienced had you gone through the chat bot. It sends out the reminders to attend, that sends up the follow-up sequence and everything. So this hard stuff gets done for you, and then you get to come along and learn how to do it yourself. So we teach you how to fish.
Nice. Guys, the other thing that we do is we have a techie team who actually builds your event booking page for you. So in the intensive, we work with you to write the copy, and then we send that off to our tech team, hook it up to the payment processor for the VIP tickets, hook it up to your autoresponder so you're building your list, hook it up to the messenger flow that Kerry creates for you so that all you need to do is drive traffic to it. And then, of course, we give you support as you implement, because we know that over the 12 months, you're going to have questions, you're going to want to have contact with us, and we do give you contact with us directly. We're not, outsourcing this to someone else. You get in contact directly with us. So we give you online training in all aspects of the process. So, we have a whole heap of online training that you get access to, all of Kerry's Facebook and Messenger training, our email and organic marketing training, how to actually create and deliver a high value leveraged offer. So we give you training in that, in how to structure and actually run an event, and then the sales process. So we give you a whole heap of training in how to do that, as well as getting access to us via email for 12 months. So any questions that you have on the way through, we personally answer those for you. So that is the 7 things that you get in the program. Oh, that's right, in your Tribe Thrive private Facebook group as well, Kerry. So that's where you get to hang out with a bunch of other people who are doing the same sort of stuff, all supporting each other. I know that's a really active group, and they really are incredible in terms of encouraging and motivating and supporting and helping each other as well.
And there's JVs going on in there, and people are helping each other's businesses and stuff like that. It's so fabulous to see. It really has. It's just, these people are all like-minded. They're all business owners. They're all sharing and supporting and helping each other. And I'm in there as well, and my team's in there. I do regular videos in there and show all sorts of different types of training. We troubleshoot in there as well, just to let you know. So, if someone's having issues with an ad, I just jump in and we share it with everyone, how I go about troubleshooting and stuff. So, and like I said, there's JV partnerships going on in there.
We've got people saying it's an amazing group.
Yeah.
Nice, excellent. Okay, so those are the 7 things that we've included, but we have actually added a special bonus, because we know that there will be a percentage of you who are looking at this and going, I love all this, but I need to have done it yesterday. I don't want to, roll it out over 12 months, although we give you absolutely 12 months access to this. I know there are those of you looking at what Kerry's done and going, hey, she's done 5 of these in the last 3 months and run 10 marathons. I don't want to muck around with this. I actually want to get in and do it quickly. So if you are one of those people, then what we have as part of the program, what we have for everyone is our 90-day quick start program. So what we do there is we supercharge the process. In other words, all of the done with you and done for you components, we make available to you throughout the 12 months, but we also give them all to you in a really condensed format in the first 90 days. So if you're really keen to get up and running with this really, really quickly, then we are there to support you and back you with that. Now, if you are going, yeah, no, I'm happy to take 12 months, I'm happy to roll it out slowly, I've got other things on at the moment, that's fine too. You won't be left out. We will be running everything over the 12 months, but just as an extra special little bonus, making everything available in that first 90 days for those who are wanting to, you know, grab it with both hands and really get going. Our commitment is to help you to do that as much as we can. Alrighty, so let me just summarize, because I know that there's a lot of stuff in there. Summarize what you get. The initial one-on-one planning with us to set your project up right in the first place. The 3-day intensive with Andrew and I, where we create all of the event components with you. The 3-day intensive with Kerry, where you create all of your Facebook components and learn how to actually do all this stuff. Kerry and her team then set up both your Facebook marketing campaign and your messenger flows, so that you know that those are done up correctly and all hooked up to the event booking page, which our tech team builds for you, and then support as you implement in terms of training, email access, and the private Facebook group. And then, of course, the bonus 90-day quick start program. If you're keen to get going as quickly as possible, you don't need to wait for the training to roll out. We will deliver it all really quickly to you. Alrighty, so that is the summary of what you get, and I can see a few questions coming through. Feel free to pop any more questions about the program in the question box while I just quickly run through the pricing. So those of you who've been to any of our live events before, you will know that whether you are working with Andrew and I or whether you're working with Kerry, then you're generally paying, what's that, $26,000 or $20,000 up front. So whether you're working with Kerry, it's $20,000, whether you're working with us, it's the same. But what we have done for this program, and for a few reasons, guys, we know right now that people want to get on and do something. Maybe you haven't been able to do your usual business. You're looking for something different. You want something which is high return and low risk to get into. So what we've done is we've made this pretty much as affordable as we can possibly do it, so that money does not become an issue for you. So this is what we're calling our COVID-19 special. And so those of you who are seeing COVID-19 as a blessing, here is another reason that it's actually going to turn into a positive for you. Because what we've actually done in terms of pricing is you can actually get into this program, and yes, you get both Kerry and us, Andrew and I, for just $9,997 if you pay in full up front. Or if you would like to cash flow it, then we can organise a payment plan for you from as little as $52 per week. Okay, so if you really like the idea of getting into this, you're going, you know what, I'd really like to run my first event quickly, get the money in from it, then that's the lowest that we can possibly do for you, the least expenditure that you need to outlay up front before you start getting some money coming in. So money should not be a barrier for you with this, guys. If you know that this is something that is going to add to your business, that you could see yourself doing, but you know you're going to need some help to implement, then we would love to have a chat to you. You know, whether or not we actually end up going ahead, we'll make that decision later. But right now, if you would like to have a look at that in more detail, talk with us. It's going to be Andrew and I that you'll be talking to about whether that's right for you. Then you can put in an application. So yes, you get access to all three of us in this program. It's not an either or. So in order to move to the next step, what we have is a link for you to book yourself in. Let me just send that through in the question box. I had that teed up, that should come through. If I can get someone just to click on that link, let me know if that's actually come up for you. So it's a Calendly link, and what we have is we have a few spots available for you to book yourself in for. It'll be maybe a 45-minute chat with Andrew and I. And it's really just for us to get to know each other a bit better, to see whether there is something that we can do together or not. So really just you know, no commitment until we've had a chat and decided you know, that there is an opportunity here.
Good
Just
stuff.
let me know if that works. Oh, here we go.
Is that
yes,
link working,
came up.
guys?
Not yet. Yes,
Yep.
working. Excellent. Good stuff. Okay, so while you are doing that, sorry, Andrew, just let us know at this stage if you've got any questions at all about the program. So questions about Facebook marketing we might take after the break. I know we've gone a little over time here, but if you've got any questions, thank you. We've got people going, yep, I'm booked. Excellent. If you've got any questions at all about the program, then please jot them in. Okay, so Tess is asking, when are the 3-day intensives? So Tessa, what we'll be doing is we'll actually be booking those hopefully to suit people as much as possible. So we'll be running those fairly regularly so that we can get through everyone in the process. So it's not going to be too much a matter of you going, oh, you know, can I make it, can't I make it? So Stephen's asking, can you jump ahead to a part of the program? Yes, you can, absolutely, Stephen. We give you everything right up front. The intensives, like I said, the 90-day quick start program is designed to have you up and running as quickly as you can. How quickly do you want to run your first event, Stephen? Just let us know what your expectations are. Oh, can you complete this in August? There's a deadline. I like that.
Pepsi challenge.
Let's have a talk, Tessa. So I think you said you've booked yourself in already. We'll have a talk about it. It will depend where you're up to at the moment. Yeah, look, like we said, this is such a quick, easy strategy to implement. Let's have a talk about exactly how that would work for you.
I've had
already running events. Great. Sorry, Kerry.
I've had people that rolled out within a couple of weeks.
Yep, awesome. And you know, like we said, we've pretty much made decisions and had events going within 2 or 3 weeks. So if you've got events running already, like Tessa, it sounds like you already have, much easier to make that happen.
Yeah.
So
I'll be the voice of reason here, folks. It depends on where you're at with your business, but if you've got if you're ready to roll, then we can get it happening quickly. But if you're not ready to roll, then you might need to get a couple of things rolling, sorted out first.
Cool. All righty. Any other questions, guys, about the program itself before we go to a break?
Good stuff.
Already booked in. Nice. I can't see the link. Was it in the question box or somewhere else? Yeah, so it should be in the chat box. I will just
send it
if I
again.
can send it to you again. Okay, guys, let me grab the link again and send it through. So it's not clickable on the screen.
You have to look in your chat box. We've sent it through to your chat box there or your question box. You should be able to see it in there. Just let us know if you can see it. Everybody can see it, please. Let us know if you can see it. And also let us know if it's working for you there, please. That would be helpful.
In the chat box.
It's in the chat box, so go have a look there. Okay.
And everyone say yes, clickable.
Sarita, can't see it.
Can't see it.
Can you see your question box, Sarita? Can you see that? Let us know.
Or just go into the browser and type it in if it's on the screen there. It's another easy way to do it.
Just if you can't see it, just pop your email into the question box right now and I will email it to you over the lunch break.
Yeah,
that's probably the easiest way. I think we've got 90% of people saying they can make it work. So it's in the chat box. Don't try and click on the one on the screen. If you're on your phone, then that might be a challenge for you. So let me grab that one.
Okay, any final questions about the program? Once again, what we're talking about here today, guys, you're not committing to buying anything today. Or what we're talking about is having a conversation. If you feel like this might be interested for you, this might be something that can really help you, you're interested in looking into this further to see whether or not it's right for you, if it's the right thing, come book in a time that we have a chat, because we don't know at this point if it is right for you or if it isn't. But that's the idea of having a chat. We're happy to talk to you about it. We're looking for the right people. And we're willing to have a conversation about that. So go in, find a time that suits you, and we will be able to take it from there.
So I guess one of the things to have a think about maybe over the lunch break, and whenever we're looking at joining any new mentoring program, which we do a lot. We spend 6 figures every year on our own learning, and I know, Kerry, you do the same. Our question is always, what's our return on investment? So what you need to have a look at here is what price point are you liable to be selling on your one-day event? As we've already said, that kind of $3,000 to $10,000 price point is ideal for this model. How many sales do you need to make to recoup the cost of the program, essentially? So if you're at the $10,000 end, you need to make 1 sale. If you're down the $3,000 end, you need to make 3 or 4 sales. So the question is, if you are in the program, are you more likely to make those sales, or more than that number of sales with our help, than if you try and do it on your own? So if that helps you with your thinking about it, like we said, not a big deal right now. It's really just a matter of having a conversation. So let's do that. We can make decisions about exactly what's happening later on. We all good?
Cool. Okay, so we're just about to take a break, everybody. We'll keep that link there for you for a bit. We'll put a clock up in a little bit as well. We're going to take how long?
Let's take an hour.
We'll take an hour, guys. Hour break. This is lunch now, so or early afternoon tea or whatever it might be for you, wherever you are. So we'll take an hour off, and then when we come back, what are we going to be covering, Daryl?
Oh, we are going to be covering the next steps in our process, which are designing your offer. So how do you actually create a high value offer, and how do you price it? Designing your event and preparing your actual presentation, and then using multiple methods to increase the turn up rate, how to get more people along to your event.
Okay. Also, before you leave, tell us your biggest aha. That would be pretty cool in the last session. I actually did that a bit earlier, so thanks for that. I'll take that from there. And also, don't forget, be back on time.
Alrighty, so we'll take an hour, guys. We'll be back then. We'll have a timer up.
Just check your question box if you want to go and check out that booking page. Go book a time. Love to have a chat to you.